go. Hey, welcome back to the Ultimate Life course. And today we're going to talk about what could be the best way to find a partner, and maybe should we look at it as entrepreneurs, meaning out of the sense of how would I find the best potential client, and in the same way also finding our best partner. And that is a really interesting way of looking at it, because most people, if you asked them, and this all came out of a Quora conversation where someone asked what is the best way to make a girlfriend, and I thought about it, and I read all the other answers, which were all like, hey, be genuine, be authentic, be yourself, and I agree with all of these answers, but I felt they were so unhelpful what I should actually do step by step to be that person. And then I thought, how would I look at it as if I was, when I look at it from a business perspective. And I mainly used the book Dotcomsecrets from Russell Brunson as the foundational framework for this framework that I'm going to teach you. And there's going to be two frameworks. One will be more for the pursuer, which is most likely the man in the relationship or in it, because there's a small study, for instance, 93% of women said they prefer to be asked out, while 83% of men prefer to do the asking. And this article I also linked in the description explains more why most often the man is the one that is pursuing the relationship. But whoever it is, there are two frameworks. One that is more, I find, more related to or more helpful to the pursuer of the relationship, and the other one could be more helpful for the one that wants to improve their passive the passive way of finding a relationship. And the thing here is, you have to remember you can only choose one client at a time, most likely, except if you're into polyamory or some other form of multisexual partners, love, I don't know. So, let's dive deep into this, and at the end I will also explain how all this is actually the same as being more yourself, timid noske, know thyself, recognize thyself, and how this is also connected to what you would do if you would just give someone the advice, hey, be you, connect with your heart, and you will find your way. And it is a more heady approach, I'm aware of that, and maybe you will want to throw everything away after this video, but just watch it and then decide for yourself if this breakdown mentally may have helped you to align what happens in your head with what happens in your heart. Maybe, maybe not, we will see. Let's dive deep into this. Let's have fun. Okay, so there is this secret formula. Russell Brunson often also calls it the magic formula, and it is when you start, or it's a marketing book, Dotcomsecrets, and but it's also a how to start a business book. So he says, okay, first ask yourself, who do you want to serve? And in our case, it would be, who would be your ideal target market. So first you find your ideal target market, and you design, even in the book, and all kinds of people, Frank Kern, Dean Graziosi, Brandon Burchard, Russell Brunson, everyone says design a character sheet of your ideal client when you're starting a business, or before you're even deciding on what product you're going to sell. Because when you have this character sheet, even big brands do this often, and they say, hey, do you think that Kelly would like that or Kelly wouldn't like that? When they when they decide if they want to bring out a product or do a certain promotion or something. And Kelly isn't even a real character, it's a made-up character, but they still think if that character would like it, because that's the kind of that's the kind of client they are trying to serve. And it's much easier to make decisions if you have that kind of character in mind. If you start a YouTube channel, you should also create maybe, and I should do that, and we do it subconsciously. We think there is a certain kind of persona that we are talking to, but really define it, write down. And this also now overlaps with advice that I got from people like Tony Robbins or Deepak Chopra or much more spiritual people that say, hey, write down, or also my mom, exactly what you want in a relationship and in a woman, or in a man. And for instance, my mom wrote a letter with the date on it, like for exactly what kind of man she wanted. And then she put it away, and then she met that person in that month. So that's like the more spiritual side, but the business side would say the exact same. So first, define your target audience through a character sheet. And do that right now. Pause the video, just write it down, and star, ideally, I would star the things that are musts for you and absolute no-goes, maybe if you want to. And then you have much more clarity. You can even give that character already a name. And maybe you will find a partner that actually has that exact name. But just give it the name so you can ask yourself, hey, would she like that? Or what would be amazing for her? Or where? And this is where we come to the next step. By the way, this is the part of the formula that is more attuned for people that are more active in the pursuit of a partner. Meaning, if you are going out and finding and pursuing a partner, probably the male side, which this is more useful for. Later we will come to a second formula, which is the funnel, that will be a little bit more useful for the one that is being pursued, and how she can broaden her perspective pool. But this will also be useful, both will also be useful for the other side, because we also, at the same time, while we are being pursued, we are kind of also pursuing, and while we are pursuing, we are also a little bit being pursued. So it goes in both directions. It's just what mindset are you coming from right now. So first, now you got your character sheet written down. You can even download all kinds of target market character sheets. If you just Google this, you will find all kinds of questions and can actually do this, but for your potential partner. Now, you ask yourself, okay, where do they conglomerate? Where do they gather? And you will figure out, like here in the second picture, here, you will figure out that there are certain groups where, imagine I was into like spiritual girls that are also fit and are into personal development and so on. And then I could say, okay, they probably conglomerate at like yoga conventions and adventurous and like some form of health retreat, I don't know, things like that, maybe. And or in certain Facebook groups and so on. Like think everywhere where they conglomerate, online and offline. All right. And now now we're coming to something cool. Because okay, now you find like all kinds of groups. I actually wrote much more examples down here. Create a target customer avatar, meaning write out all their traits and so on. Clubs, yoga conventions, dancing lessons, at a workshop, in certain Facebook groups. And now you create a bait. That sounds really funny, but we already do this. Meaning, you tell someone, hey, take down my number, I will send you that video, or take down my Facebook, I will send you that video, or we could watch that movie sometime together, or like while doing conversation, you find a reason, you find a bait that is ideally, and you can think about this right now in advance. Like if you meet a girl that fits with your character sheet, you can think already, okay, what would be irresistible for that person, be it a girl or a guy, that she would of course give you her contact details. And that's what people also do online, for instance. They put something out, they create something that they know that their ideal audience and the ideal characters that they, or customers that they want to attract, couldn't resist and want to give their email address and so on to get the info and to get that ebook, to get that video, to get whatever. But think about what could you make so people or the person that you want to attract like would find it irresistible and just like wants to give you her number so you can invite her to that event, or so you can like whatever it could be, so you can send her that ebook. You could even have like a certain ebook that you know that she wants to have, and then put it in somewhere in the conversation and say, hey, yeah, I could totally send you that ebook. Just give me your whatever, give me your Facebook, and I will send it to you over Facebook, or give me your WhatsApp. Maybe not an ebook, maybe a video, and I will send it to you when I get home. Something like that. Or, of course, the other bait could be a certain date idea, or date ideas. You can have multiple baits that would be like, oh my god, yeah, I want to totally do that. You see, and then you use that as bait for her to give you, or for him to give you your number. I'm referring right now to her because, as I argued in the beginning, most likely it's the man pursuing a woman. And then you think about, okay, this is pretty weird but fun. This is quite controversial, I think, but I think it's also really fascinating to think about it from that perspective. She would want to do always specifically designed to be amazing for your target audience, so much so that they might even pay for it. Yeah, I even thought about you could organize like monthly events that are designed for your target audience, and events that would be just irresistible for the customer avatar. And then you could even make them pay for it and create a business out of that. And then you would always, every month, be surrounded with them, and you could always invite girls or partners, potential partners you meet to that event, which is a funny idea. It could also be a certain book and a link, blah, blah, blah. This is something I just wrote. Make the product as attractive as you can. And now we get to the result. Now, the question is, where do you want to get? What you have to ask yourself is, where do you want to bring that potential partner to? Let's say the woman, the girl. Do you want her to raise? What kind of relationship do you want with her? And what is the ultimate result you want to have with her? Do you want a long-term partner, a long-term girlfriend? Do you want a polygamy or polyamory? Do you want just a friend with benefits kind of thing? What do you want? You have to be clear about where you want to guide her and what is like your ultimate offer that you want and can give. Do you want marriage? Do you want kids with that person potentially? Think about that. And then I think everything underlies that you make your product and the result as attractive as well as possible. Or rather every step on the value ladder. And there we get to the second part. So make the product as attractive as you can to the customer avatar, meaning to the person that you want to attract, make it attractive to that kind of person. Like, if you want your dream girl, what would be the dream guy to that dream girl? And how can you become that dream guy for that dream girl? Alright? So, short term, you can just shower, get a good haircut, buy clothes with some gay dude or a girl and let them dress you and get some stuff fitted. And then long term, you can embody some sort of attractive archetype, that person would like. And I just came from it really from a business perspective again, meaning like a rock star archetype or a successful young entrepreneur, musician, artist, adventurer, guru. And the same thing is like what people do on in business. You also niche down to like what kind of life, you niche down in like health, wealth, and relationships, and then you sub-niche and so on. And you can just find something that is very attractive to that kind of person and make it very specific what kind of life and person you can offer. The product is you, and the life you can offer to the partner that you're trying to attract. And get as much exposure as possible. Check what Gary Vee says. Be everywhere and market your life of you. And then you upsell, meaning first you just, and now we get to the other part. And I will still explain it first from the pursuer and then from the pursued, but it really is the same thing. Now, alright. For both, it is preferable. Blah, blah, blah. But honestly, this is more for the pursuit. But yeah, first, of course, you just add value to the other person by just being there and being with them without them having to invest anything. They don't even have to meet up with you, just like through your Facebook videos. Like nowadays, there is an online component to dating often. Interestingly, like that's why people do Instagram that don't ever want to build a business. It's mostly because, not openly, but a lot of guys I know present their lifestyle, and a lot of girls present themselves, so all the other potential partners get reminded of them, subconsciously at least, you know? And that's why they get high on all the likes they get. That's why the dopamine hit works, because it's like, oh, someone potentially hearts me, That's why it's even heart formed on Instagram. And first you just give free value, and then you make an initial offer, meaning you invite her out to on the pursuer part, you would invite her out. On the other side, you would like give so much free value that you build a platform, and then a certain amount of people will pursue you. Meaning, if the value is just you being yourself, honestly. And I think the more you can be, the higher value you are. That is just my opinion. But at least if you're the most you're the most highest value to a person that is best fitting to you. Make sense? So if you are a total nerd, but you hide it, okay? And you show off as if you were the most social person, even though you're an introverted nerd, but you present yourself as like an extroverted action lover, and then because you think that is more attractive, then that would attract another like outgoing attention, like another very outgoing adventurer, and like they would be attracted to that persona that you put out, but that persona isn't aligned with who you are, and it will become really exhausting to hold up that persona because that person doesn't fit with the real you. So that's why the most valuable thing you can do to your ideal customer avatar is being the most yourself. All right? So what you basically do is you invite people to go deeper and deeper and deeper through deeper and deeper with commitment and trust. I think price could be very much aligned with trust, and value could be very much aligned with attraction to the person. Or connection with that person. I'm not sure yet. If that's so directly comparable. Probably price would be commitment to the person, and value would be trust and attraction, like a combined measurement. Meaning trust and attraction combined is really romantic attraction in this case. And you level up the romantic attraction over time, and to do that you need to increase trust commitment. So both. Yeah. So then you would go up and up. And this is important for women. I think what it would be great is if women would put their real self more out and be more in the field of men or around men, and put themselves in a situation where they most easily can offer their initial offer. And their initial offer is have a conversation with me. And then the main offer is have a date with me, and make it easy for the kind of guys that you want to have. And of course you also have to think, who do you want to attract, like you also have to do the magic formula as a girl. But on the one side you're the pursuer, and on the other side you're the one that is more being pursued, and it's like a dance really. Like there isn't like a clear cut, like I'm always the pursuer and she's always the one being pursued, or the other way around. It's like a dance. Especially a good flirt is actually where this levels, and you're never sure who is pursuing who at what moment. Like that is actually when it gets exciting, when you don't really know, in my opinion. Just because someone is taking the step, it's not coming from me. Like when I approach a woman, I know that most often it's because that woman invited me to talk to her. And when I go for a kiss, it's because she opens up for a kiss. She invites me in for a kiss. and I just see the signs and then do the step, but it's actually her that is actually pursuing me and that is giving me the signs. You see? So that's why it gets very blurry. But yeah, you can also just think of it as like upselling. Every time she accepts an invitation or he accepts an invitation, be it for going out to hang out or over. So every time she accepts an invitation or he accepts an invitation, over-deliver on the expected value, meaning create more fun and a more great feeling than she actually expected. Like when she gets your number, it's much when you get her number, for instance, it's much more fun for her than she actually in the beginning expected, because you sent her the most amazing memes and like weird videos, like 10-second videos out of your life where she just has to laugh randomly and you make her day, like randomly throughout the day, or things like that she doesn't even expect because no one else does it. And then on the first date it's actually better than like everyone else, and you have to stand out and be outstanding if you want to be the one that like stands out from everyone else, because she can only choose one person and you can only choose one person, so you both have to be outstanding for each other. That's why it's so important that you really know what kind of person you want and what kind of result you want, and both of them have to line up together. And that's why filtering is actually the most important part of this. So in business this is called especially with high, I guess it's more like high ticket sales. In high ticket sales, there's a process you do on the phone where you evaluate the client if it actually makes sense to work together, and you ask them all these evaluative questions. And you could also think of it as like hiring the perfect person as your right-hand man or right-hand woman, you see? And you also have to think about, like, and you have to ask her those evaluative questions, but at the same time here, the value is having fun. So you have to create, or like, having a good, amazing, deep time. It's fun, connection, trust, attraction. These things working together. So, I want to end this video by making myself big. Alright, here we go. I want to end this video by again telling you that what I just did is really fun. And like you can break it down even further. You could create a whole system of how to attract another person. And the system would be probably quite similar. It would be like there's this open-close system. Open meaning open premise, evaluate, then there the guy, there are like 2-3 systems I know. From Todd, he made a program called the system where he has to like open premise, evaluate, evaluate and narrative, creating a story together, and then closing. And then the invisible game is similar but more low key, and like it also and it's really fun to think of all these systems. But what it all comes down to, and is really the most important thing, is you knowing yourself, recognizing who you are, and trusting yourself, trusting your heart and being connected with that. And I'm realizing that more and more, because when you do that, you will automatically, if we look at the secret formula, you will automatically know when you meet that person. You will be so in the moment that you know this is the one. You know your who. You know you don't have to think about where do I have to go to find that person, because you're so aligned with who you are and what you want. You will be at places where you enjoy yourself the most, and this will also be the places where she will enjoy yourself the most, because it's much more true that same and same connects than opposites attract. That is actually scientifically proven, or scientifically nothing is scientifically proven. There is a lot of evidence that same and same, similar people attract each other more than opposites. Then the next one, bait. The bait is when you're truly connected with yourself. Oh my God, this person likes the same stuff, and you will just talk about all the amazing things, and you will want to share with her, and want to share with that other potential partner. Like, hey, I got these books, I know you would love them, because you are so aligned, and you know that she and you just are on a wavelength, and the result where you will take her will also be much more clear, and will adapt, because you are connected with who you are and you trust yourself, and that's why this is the most natural process. And of course you will step up on the value ladder, and lead her through your customer journey, and you will think about her customer journey, and so on, and make that amazing, but not because you think about it, but because you will just find that you will get deeper and deeper into trust, and want to raise your relationship always to the next level, because you and her are both aligned to yourself, and when you truly fit, it just makes sense. Also, when you are connected with yourself, your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that sorts what goes into your conscious mind and unconscious mind, will point out the people that will be most like you. So go and connect with who you are, go into nature, and then you don't have to think so much. Go become again a lover of life, a lover of women and of men, of beings, and a lover of yourself. And one way to do that is something I just signed up for in Greece. It's a 10-day meditation retreat where you do nothing but meditate for 10 days. No talking, no cell phones, no internet, 10 days connecting. Or things like a vision quest I did, where you are in nature 4 days, and no one else around you, and just you, without also phone and without eating. And that was also really, really powerful. So